Live. Do you think that oh, what's up, y'all? What's cracking? Do
Are
you
we
think
are
that
we live for real?
we're live now? Yeah. Do you think
All right,
that
don't say we live for me. All right, cool.
oh, we live. Do you think that who has the I think I know the answer to the question. Who has the better interviews? Soldier Boy or Ray J? Like who has the
Ray
most
J goaded,
historic
bro. Ray J
Ray J
Ray J
over
goaded
Soldier
off
Boy?
one, bro. Off one, Ray J goaded.
I thought that maybe Drake. Oh, that aged well. We need somebody to drop the Soldier Boy Drake.
Yeah, that's crazy.
I mean,
That's
those are
super
two
crazy.
goated interviews, bro.
Yeah, no, I don't know. That Ray J one crazy, bro.
They really credited Ray J for like really putting him on like that, though, because that was like a month into the show or something like that.
Yeah. I mean, have you ever seen Vince Staples talking about Ray J and how
Nah,
he he basically laid out uh an argument of why Ray J is the most important person in the history of hip hop.
really.
Yeah, and it's hilarious.
Okay,
You gotta look it up when you get a chance.
does he have a decent point?
No,
Like,
but it's
it's
hilarious.
funny, but it's funny,
It's
but like,
hilarious.
no, he's really funny to me. Like just how he like processes stuff and like and lays it out. Like he
Yeah,
could be telling you some of the dumbest stuff in the world, but he makes it sound good for sure.
yeah, for sure.
All right, what's up, everybody? It's PR Project. This is Tommy Runs and Aaron Worldwide. Gary is on a family trip. Today's Mother's Day. Happy Mother's Day to all you wonderful mothers out there, and make sure you treat that mother well today. And Gary is doing that same thing right now. He's traveling back, so wish Gary safe travels back home. And it's just me and Aaron here today. So
Just
this
like
is
old
this
times
is
say.
like this is old times. This is old PR Project throwback vibes. Tap in with us. Let us know where you. Why is my mouse not working? Tap in with us. Let us know where you at. Um, what's up? Allison waved and said hello. Oh man,
You
One Wish Ray J. That's crazy. I mean, I'm not saying his music, guys. I was just talking about the couple interviews. Um, but yeah. So tap in with us. Let us know if you ran today. I ran today.
mm, mm,
I did 1 hour.
nice.
What did you run today? Way more than that,
So
right?
I had 3 mile warm up, 5 by 4 minutes at threshold, and then 2 mile cool down. So right around a little over 10 miles.
Oh, okay. Okay. I'm excited to get like I'm excited to get like back into it. Like I know that like I didn't take much time off or whatever. I mean, I took 2 weeks off. But like I'm excited to get the wheels rolling again, man, for real.
Yeah, it's something about like taking that time off and kind of like falling back in love with running. Cause like
Mhm.
when you're away from it, you
Yeah.
it's like you miss it. You really do miss it, and
Mm.
it's the routine of it, and just like
What
the
is yeah,
constant
what is it, I
challenges.
guess, right?
Hmm?
Well, say yeah, what is it that you missed though? It's like
I don't
'cause,
know.
once you said it, I'm like, oh wait a minute, what do I miss? Because like immediately I'll be back out there and it'll be like mile 6, and I'm like, okay, you know what I'm saying?
Say it wears
Um,
off pretty quickly.
because like it's like you gotta remember. Um, a lot of the times, like when you come back, 6 miles feels like oh my gosh, this is good, this is forever. And then what's up? Okay, yeah. The starting back is super humbling because like 4 miles is like okay, bet. Once you hit that 6 miles, it's like okay, I don't know. And then when you get that first couple 8 miles, it feels like you're out there forever.
Hmm.
Especially if it's during the week. If it's like a long run day and you can run 10 miles, that's different. Like your mindset's different. But
Yeah,
like a
yeah,
random 8 miles on a Tuesday feels so crazy,
yeah,
so
yeah,
crazy.
yeah. You definitely feel like you're running forever, and your body is not necessarily like
Ready.
beat down, but it's like just like what are we doing? Like how do we get here? So yeah, no,
Yeah,
I feel you. I feel you. I think I've
man.
gotten past that part. Um,
Yeah.
but I don't know. I feel like this is the first time I ran a marathon and I came back after running a marathon and I don't feel like I have to start from zero. And I don't know if that's a
Oh,
good thing or a bad thing, but I think I'm leaning towards it's probably a good thing.
Hmm. Yeah, I mean, I think it's a good thing. It's probably just like collective, not fitness, but just like endurance, maybe. Like your bounce back is easier. Your and I think that maybe like I think that the way that we used to maybe run was probably a little too fast for our easier recovery days a lot of times. But now that same pace or a little faster is much easier. So like in perspective, it's like, oh, it feels like I'm better, but really you're just you're locked in at your pacing is easier. It's
Yeah.
like if we were trying to go 8 flat back in the day on the first couple runs back, it'd be like, yo, you gassed.
Yeah.
But now it's like, okay, well, maybe we should slow down because we want to, but you can do it pretty easy. All right, we gotta stop the show real quick. We gotta stop the show. We
Wait,
got a
wait, wait,
couple.
no, not yet, not yet, not yet, not yet.
Okay, okay. Oh no,
We
yeah.
gotta say Happy Mother's Day to your
Happy
mother.
Happy Mother's Day. So she's on her live. So I called her this morning, right? Because I'm a serial texter. Because I'll like I'll text anything and like mean it all, whatever. But I just can't say
You
it
be
over the
texting
phone.
cereal. That's crazy.
See, I'll be texting cereal like, "What up, Cheerios?"
Cinnamon Toast Crunch. What up, though?
Man, if you could text Cinnamon Toast Crunch, that would actually be a vibe. What would they say back?
I'll be thirsty.
Um,
I'm
no,
thirsty. Yeah, bro.
right, just getting crazy, dog. Just getting crazy. But so I called her this morning, and it wasn't even that early. It was like 8 something. So I called her, and she's in Atlanta right now because shout out to my cousin. She just graduated. She got her doctor. She's a doctor now. I don't graduated doctorate. I don't know how it works out. But she's a doctor now, so she's Dr. Kendra. So shout out to her. And then so she's down there, call her, and then she answers the phone and she doesn't say anything for a while. I'm like, hello? Like, what's going on? And she was like super asleep, basically. Like an answer the phone. She was trying to figure it out. But shout out to my mama for being like the craziest night owl in the world. Like my mom would be up late. Like I'd be like, are you still up?
Kindred spirits. Kindred spirits.
Kindred spirit. That's why y'all get along. But like it was so funny. Like because I realized it while it was happening. I'm like, oh yeah, like you a night owl. Y'all be partying, playing gin rummy or whatever, But shout out, Happy Mother's Day, Mom. I'm sure that was all the information you wanted me to share. But yeah, real quick before we get into the other stuff, real quick, PR alert. So we have a PR from Steve. What up? I'm on a roll. You are on a roll, sir. 2-minute PB in the 10K yesterday. 2 minutes in the 10K
that's legit.
That's much faster than the last time. Like that's a lot. I feel like.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh, so and then Mark 25K PR Saturday. That was the river run, right?
Yep.
Congrats. I've never run that race. I really want to now. Like I feel like we need to pull up next year because that's actually at a decent. No, it's not. But I'm about to say
it's literally at the worst possible time.
Really not. It's really not. Oh, look at that. She's here. My doctor cousin is watching the show. That's what's up. Congratulations, Kendra. So she my family's like has been known to be really good in school, like academic wise, like everybody, it bounced around me somehow. But it definitely hit Kendra and her brother pretty good. So congrats, guys. That's awesome. Awesome. Dr. Kendra. Kinesthesiology. So I'm gonna need you.
I was about to say time to send them questions.
Yeah.
And she'll send them
for real. So if you guys have a question for a doctor in kinesthesiology, am I saying that right?
No. Kinesiology.
Kinesthesiology. Wow.
I was gonna let you rock.
You always just gonna let me just keep repeating it. Whatever she does, ask her. She knows all about the human body and how to make it better. And I'm gonna need her to be on a. I was gonna say payroll, but I need more of an internship. I can afford like an intern vibe. All right. So yeah, good PRs, guys. Thank you so much for sharing them. Whenever you guys PR at any distance, let us know. We will stop the show.
Even better. Even better. Doctor of Physical Therapy, PT.
My bad.
You together.
I literally can pronounce all of that. That's how we doing it. Doctor of Physical Therapy. I need you though, because
your body broke.
So my like I need no for real. I got stuff to do, Kendra, and I can't do it on my own because my body is. It's got a lot of miles. It's not even had that many miles. you think about it, it's just I'm not doing something right. Something ain't firing. You know what I'm saying? And I ain't talking about mental. All right. So get Kendra off out of here. Okay. Dang, why are you making jokes? Oh yeah, I'm about to you getting booted. You getting booted out the show. Time I was waiting on a heartfelt Mother's Day post and we didn't get one. Okay, come on, guys. Thank you so much
Set
for
the bar
pointing
too
that
high
out.
for yourself.
Gee, I know, why she do that?
Shout out to this random
Mental
guy in
game
the
is
chat.
probably in a good spot if you're already in a fit mindset. Okay.
Some guy might know something.
All right.
Guy might
All
know
right.
something.
Hey, it's all mental for real. So
That's what they say, right?
it's all real. Oh, a family collab. I like that. For Kendra, me and Kendra do like a family collab and do, get to work. All right. So what we talking about today, man? Like make sure that y'all let us know if you have any questions at any time about anything. We will address it. We will talk about it. And the better the question, the more time we'll probably end up taking up of the show to answer the good questions. So if you have any questions for us about your training, our training, goal races or tips or whatever it is, please let us know. Don't forget that the PR Project is officially a podcast. It's always been a show. We did it it's kind of like I felt like we didn't do a podcast because it seemed a little more serious. I don't know what it was, but we were just like, no, we're doing our thing. We have a good time on Sundays. But it just seemed like a shame. We're having really good conversations, and people reference the fact that our conversations have helped them in their races and stuff like that. So there's no reason why we already have the recording, so we might as well drop it on podcast. So make sure you check us out. Do us a favor though. Go to whatever podcast platform that you listen to this show on or watch the show on. Follow us, subscribe, whatever the button is. Click it and watch listen to some of the episodes because we want to keep pushing that. And I think that'll also help us continue to grow this platform in general and be able to do a little bit more. Like we could have had, like whenever we do like a live show somewhere, we could record it and share it with you because we had some really cool guests in Eugene, and that'd have been a good opportunity to drop a few different episodes, like kind of broken that up a little bit. But check us out, go follow, subscribe, all that stuff to the podcast on your favorite podcast place of choice. All right, here we go, Aaron. This is for you. This is a direct question. It ain't even
I saw that and I got scared.
Don't be scared.
And I got
Don't
scared.
Be scared. Don't be scared, dog.
So
the question is, what's next, Aaron?
What's next? I got work tomorrow. But y'all don't want to hear that. I haven't decided on like my race schedule for the summer, but I'm thinking my first race. I got a booger. My first race.
I got a boogie.
Got a boogie, bro. Hold on. My first race is probably going to be Riverfront Run in Detroit on the Detroit Riverfront.
When is it?
That is on June 8th, I believe. Let me verify.
Is that a 10K or it's both 5K and 10K?
5K or 10K. So yeah, you can do either one. I'm going to consult my coach and see which one she thinks I should do. So that's probably going to be on the schedule. I want to try to race once or twice a month throughout the summer. So 5K or 10K starting on June 8th. I probably won't race in May. Just keep like training and trying to get back into the swing and groove of things. But also planning to do Tracksmith Twilight 5,000. I'm gonna do that.
Did we announce that? We're definitely gonna be working with them again. Last year we did. Aaron, Gary, and I, PR Project, emceed the Detroit event, and then we also emceed the Ann Arbor event as well for Tracksmith Twilight 5,000. We have been invited back to do so again. We had a really great time. And if you're not familiar with the Twilight 5,000, it's just a really cool opportunity to get on the track if you used to run in school. It's probably some throwback vibes for you. If you've never done that like me, it's a great opportunity to get in a really competitive like space. And you don't have to be any type of pace. It's not like they just throw everybody together. They break everything up by time or projected time or what your estimated time is. And so you're really racing with people in your in your like pace range. So it's actually really cool. Like, so like if whatever you run in a 5K, like it's the more people to sign up, the better actually, because the more brackets they'll have, and you'll actually be able to like really work with other people and have a really good time. So many people had you just watched all like the fun happen, like all ages too, like.
And I'm not
14,
gonna lie,
15
it
year
seemed
olds.
like the earlier heats, which were the heats that lasted a little longer, the slower pace heats, they seem more fun than
way more.
Like I saw people suffering in them them faster heats, but the other heats they seem, I'm like, okay, this is the experience that I think I might have wanted. Like this is cool. Well, I did have that actually because I paced one of the heats in Detroit.
You did.
So that was it's cool. It's cool to see people like you said, of all ages, of all pace ranges, just like going out there and giving their best and experiencing the track maybe for the first time, or reintroducing themselves to the track after 20 years, like Gary. He hadn't ran a track race since, he said, what, high school, college? And
College,
that was back when they didn't even, they had to bring the ice block to your house to put in the refrigerator. So it's crazy. So
yeah, I mean, to be able to throw back that far into last time he was on the track, that's crazy. Yeah. Imagine how he felt. You know what I'm saying?
He had change of Jesse Owens.
Yeah, and then he like, look at we get to wear shoes, like, and not even just like super cleats. He's like, super spikes. We get to wear shoes.
This track is not made of dirt anymore. I never knew.
This is great. This is great. Dirt tracks back in my day. Yeah, exactly. So everybody just quickly say hi to Gary. He's somewhere in the world. I think he might be in the air at an airport or something like that. He's tapping in, of course. Everybody just take a moment to say hello to Gary. Hi, Gary. But yeah, the Twilight 5000 is really great. Like, cause I heard somebody say like, yeah, I'm not fast enough. Like, that's literally like this is for everyone. And honestly, the more people, so if you sign up and you like, I don't want to do it myself, get your friends to sign up too. And it's not even expensive. And it's just, it's really cool. Like, and I like Detroit was a little smaller than the Ann Arbor race. And the Ann Arbor race seemed like it was much more inclusive in that sense because there's more people. So it wasn't like they had to have somebody that was running a 18-minute 5K with someone running a 22-minute 5K. Like that's, that starts to get a little strange, but they were able to have like smaller windows, those more brackets, and it was just amazing. It was just such a great night. Pull up. Sorry. So I cut your whole story off, but yeah, Twilight 5000.
Yeah. And that's all I really have on the schedule until my goal race in the fall that I've yet to officially announce. But there's a goal marathon in the fall. I'll let you guys figure out which one that will be. But yeah, so that's what's next. We'll see.
Hey, drop y'all guesses. Drop y'all guesses for while Aaron answers this next question. Drop y'all guesses for what Aaron's fall marathon will be.
So Gaming with Greenwood asks, I'm an ex-college football player with 2 weeks into becoming a runner. Any advice? You came to the right place because if you play college football, you are probably a little on the crazy side. And we are also a little on the crazy side here as runners. So you've got the correct mindset for the hobby or the obsession like we have. But I would say my advice is just get out there and run. Don't worry about how fast you're running. Don't worry about like how far you're going. Just enjoy running. Try to get out, I'd say 2 or 3, maybe 4 times a week, and just kind of reintroduce your body to movement. I'm not sure how active you are, but yeah, you'll find many resources online, maybe podcasts, YouTube. There's a plethora of getting started kind of stuff, TikTok. But at the end of the day, they're all going to say the same thing. Just find a good pair of shoes, get outside and run, and run fast every now and then. But for the most part, run easy and enjoy the process. Maybe sign up for a race or two in the future and give yourself some goals and go from there.
Yeah, I mean, if I could jump in too, like, yeah, I think Steve actually said something here. Steve said he played college football too. The hardest thing is to not go full out, slow down to build distance. And that really that's I mean that's what I say to anybody that's starting to run again is just take your time. Like there is no don't attach any ego to it. And then somebody like that played college football and has a reference point of being fast, it's probably a little harder to like slow down and like intentionally build up to like because you know and it's not even about just like being able to run faster later. It's like not hurting yourself, not getting burnt out really quick and being like running ain't for me. Because like you hear people say like, oh my god, like every time I run, like my chest is like burning and I can't, like it's not the running, it's like you're going too fast. You're going back to like when you used to be able to run really fast when you was a kid or something, and you just feel like you're not moving fast, but you are moving fast for the stage of your life. So chill out, and just be super intentional with it. Like be super intentional about just slowly building up that speed, and almost go too slow. Like get almost like anxious. Like what, like I can go a little faster than this. Like start there, and then see how it goes. Because you want to enjoy it. Obviously, if you're listening to this podcast, you definitely want to at least enjoy the process.
Yeah. One thing I will say, I don't know if I necessarily believe in runner's high, but I know the closest I've ever been to it has been on an easy run and not like running like ridiculously fast and like killing myself. So you're more likely to experience that runner's high, runner's euphoria feeling that people talk about by running a little slower than your max pace and just enjoying the run and feeling and being one with your body. So yeah.
Yeah, man. I don't listen. I've never experienced a runner's high. I don't think.
You're sober.
I don't even know. Huh?
You're a sober guy. You're a sober guy.
Or maybe it's because maybe it's like maybe I was higher at one point. Like this is not high. You know what I'm saying?
I know what high is.
I know what high is. I mean, like everybody's. Oh, I just feel like no. Like when it comes time for me to stop, if I'm running a 12-mile run and I hit 12 miles, it's not like I can just go forever. So I do. No, this is not Forrest Gump. I don't know who does stuff like that. I went out to run 8 miles and I turned into 16. I had so much fun. Like that's never been a thing for me.
But you finished runs before where you're just like, yeah, that was one of them ones for sure.
Yeah.
And that's really what it
is. Is that okay? Because like I'm looking for like maybe that's my reference point to high is maybe a little different. So like I'm just like this is not it, guys. Like what do I have to do? Do I have to run farther? But yeah. But I bet you know what? Like
I think
to be honest,
I think Gary been in Texas too long. But
howdy y'all is crazy. He got a 10-gallon hat on. I bet you like ultra runners probably would have a lot more to say about something like this because I heard somebody tell me that if for the 100-mile races or like the 100Ks and stuff like that, when you get past like 30 to 35 miles, they say it's like you almost turn into a different like thing. Like your mind and your body just go, well, here we are. Like you finally realize you're going to be out there for a lot longer, and you just relax in a different way. So
you transcend space and time.
Yeah. Like it's like some Inception or like Interstellar type of vibes. Like you're in a bookcase. I don't know, but you know what I'm saying. Like, but they said like after you get to a certain point, it actually gets easier, and I'm like, that's crazy. That's crazy. Shout out to this dude named Todd Falker from he works at Puma. He's actually one of like the lead designs of. He ran from Traverse City because he's from Michigan. He ran from Traverse City to Tawas. Is it Tawas City? Tawas. It's on the opposite side of the. It's on the opposite side of the thumb. I don't know, but it's like 200 something miles, and he ran it. He ran it like a week ago. He had run. This is his 100th distance marathon or over. So he's run 100, saying 100 or something over 26 miles. And that's crazy. And he did it like to celebrate, and he raised like money and awareness for a good cause. But I'd like to do like a 50-miler one day, I think. You don't have no interest in that? But you got like you actually you got like the
not at all.
Huh? You got like the cadence and like the efficiency and everything for it, low key. You really do.
That sounds good, but I still haven't figured this marathon thing out. Like,
Maybe
what I look
that's
like going
why.
up to 50, and I can't
Maybe
even
that's
figure out
why.
how to not die in 26 miles.
What if you like one of them people that's on the track team and they trying to like do the 400 and the coach is like, no, bro, jump in this 5,000 meter and then you're world champion.
I can't foresee it, but sure.
I was trying. But yeah, hit us if you have any more questions. We gonna move right along. We haven't. Oh,
Mark was
where
asking
is
about Twilight. Twilight is in Michigan this year. We
I don't know if it
are
is.
only doing a Detroit stop, but there is also a Chicago stop, and I think that might be closer to you than Detroit. I'm not sure. It might be kind of in the middle, but yeah, the only stop in Michigan this year is in Detroit. We had an Ann Arbor event last year, but that one won't be happening this year. It'll just be all concentrated in Detroit. So if you
Which
want
is
to make the
super
drive
cool,
down,
man.
it would be cool.
Which is super cool, bro. Because I mean, I'm just gonna say it. Like they really could have just said no Detroit and went to Ann Arbor because Ann Arbor.
I don't know how I missed that, but
yeah, well, I saw the happy birthdays, but I got lost. Happy birthday, Mark. Happy birthday. 55 is a
way to
hell of
celebrate
a
a birthday with a PR. That's awesome.
man. A
I did the
PR,
same.
a PR on the 25K. When you're 54, 50, 55, that just shows us we got time, baby. We got time.
Yes, sir.
We be rushing trying to do all this stuff. But I think that's so cool though of Tracksmith too. Nick Willis was very instrumental in having a Detroit stop last year at all. Because he didn't want to come to Michigan and be like in Ann Arbor and not like have something in Detroit. So he did Detroit and Ann Arbor last year. And they really had more people at the Ann Arbor race. I mean, Ann Arbor is like the college city, like town, and it's just more runners that would be like, yeah, I'll jump on the track. It was a little more like that vibe. So they really could have just been like, okay, we're just gonna do the Ann Arbor and try to get people from Detroit over. But I love that they stuck with like, no, let's stick to our guns. Let's do this Detroit vibe, and hopefully the people in Ann Arbor come on over. Imagine like the two crowds together. That would be crazy.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, and I was talking to Mass, our connect at
Mas, yeah,
Mas, and yeah, it seems like they're doing more to engage the community in Detroit this time around. So that'll be cool. That should help a lot because I know last year a lot of people in Detroit weren't really sure exactly what was going on and they weren't really familiar with the brand names and stuff. So I think last year, on top of more efforts into engaging the community, this year is going to make it even better. So come on out, and it's also a great opportunity to allow your family to watch you actually run. Because I know in the marathon, you can only see like if your family is like outstanding, right? If they are like the perfect marathon viewing family, they might see you 4 or 5 times, but
maybe,
and that's pushing it. But for this, they get to watch you run around the track for 11 laps, 12 laps, or whatever it is, and they get to see the whole thing, and they get to see you make the ugly faces. They get to see you like at the brink of like giving up. They get the full experience. So, I know sometimes in marathons you might, your family's coming up, so you kind of like perk up a little bit.
You can't miss this one.
Like dying. You're like, I can't let them see me like this. They get to see you like that. So
I think it's like that for sure.
They don't see you. And they also do a kids race too. So if you got kids and you want to bring your kids out, they do what is it? I think it was 800 for the kids. It was an 800 meter. They did 2 laps.
I don't know. I can't remember, but it was fun.
It was super fun.
It might have been 800. Oh, it was 500. It was like a weird distance. Yeah, because they started down the way and then they came around and finished at the finish line.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
that was really good. It's a family vibe for sure. And then it's not even like super professional to the point where like they encourage people to be down on the field. They're gonna have drinks and ice and like probably I think they had pizza. They might have had pizza last year. I don't know.
They definitely had pizza last year.
They had pizza last year. We got to make sure they got vegan pizza this year. That's ridiculous. And they had a food truck in Ann Arbor, so hopefully they probably have like all those things that they had there. They probably have here. It's just this isn't even we're not even supposed to be selling it like this, but it's just a great vibe. Like I just feel like if you like running and kind of maybe is a little scared to do it, this is the time to try something like this because there's gonna be so many people that you can just lock in with and have some fun, man. It's gonna be great. It's gonna be great.
For
Let's
sure.
do it. I'm excited now. Let's do this. We actually have a meeting with them this week, so should be great. We'll report back if we find out any awesome information. All right, let's so we haven't done this in a long time. Not a long time, but we're gonna talk a little more about shoes today. So now 'tis the season of like where people how was that?
Nothing.
Wow.
Nothing at all.
'Tis the season to be jolly. But yeah, so this is like the get your training shoes together vibe because the summer is all normal, easy, typically some training miles and stuff like that. So a lot of the brands seem to be dropping like that training type of energy. I'm gonna let you start this one off because it comes with a cool vibe as well. So Aaron's gonna be talking about the Nike Pegasus 41.
So, we are participating in the Nike Pegasus 41 Community Challenge, which is a distance-based challenge in the Nike Run Club app. It's like 41. I think it's very on brand. They want you to run 41 miles in the month of May. I may or may not have done that already. But yeah, so the Nike Pegasus 41, obviously, the Nike Pegasus may be the most popular running shoe of all time. Like the Nike Pegasus might be the most recognizable running shoe in the history of running shoes. And it's still a running shoe. Like some other running shoes have been running shoes and then like they don't make them anymore. But like the Nike Pegasus has been a running shoe since 1983. This specific line has been in production for Nike for 41 years, 41 iterations. So it's really cool to see a brand like the Pegasus stand the test of time. Since I've had a Pegasus, probably, I think my first pair of Pegasus was Pegasus 33. And wow. It's just, yeah, I use Hidden Outlet and getting Pegasus 33s a couple years after they released. And that was actually before I even started running. I used to wear them to work in. So the Pegasus is known as a very neutral, just like workhorse type of trainer. It's Nike's like flagship trainer. They've done a lot of other shoes to complement, I would say, the Pegasus. So they have like the Vomero, and then they have like the Windflow, which are kind of similar to the Pegasus, just different kind of feels. They also have more luxurious trainers, maybe like souped up trainers like the Invincible and stuff like that. But the Pegasus remains as one of Nike's flagship brands in Nike running. And the 41 is no different than any other Pegasus that I've ever put on. It's just steady, not a lot of foam. It's one of the few Nike silhouettes that hasn't really fell victim to the sole stuffing era, I guess I would say. As every other shoe in the world, it seems the stack height is just getting higher and higher. The Pegasus is still pretty neutral and just pretty like run of the mill when it comes to stack height. It is a little softer than any other Pegasus that I remember. I will say that.
I was wondering if it looks like it's kind of leaning. For some reason, it looks like it's gonna be like a little softer shoe, but that would be my only question on it.
Yeah, and I believe that this entire sole unit is React foam, which is a little softer than the normal lunar foam that they usually use, I think is what they call it. So I would say for the price, this is a $130 shoe. I remember when the Pegasus was like $90, but this is not an economics podcast, but yeah. So this is definitely just like very approachable, everyday trainer. I would say if you're in the market for a shoe that can go for a bunch of miles, looking for a workhorse trainer with no frills, not a lot of extras, then the Nike Pegasus is definitely something that I feel like every runner kind of has to have a pair of Pegasus. Like this will stamp you, like
Make you legit.
It's such a mainstay. You got to try it. Unless you're one of them people that's just like, I don't do Nikes. No, they're too
Yeah.
euro. Then I understand. But plush upper feels good. Fit my foot really well. A little higher in stack in the back than it is in the front. I'm not sure what the drop is, but and then cool looking shoe. Nice.
It might be one of the better looking. It might be one of the better looking Pegasus in a while.
Yeah, I agree. And then this colorway is really cool. I think these launch next month, so be on the lookout for them. I'm sure Nike will have a huge campaign to announce the launch of these. But yeah, first impressions, I'm gonna put a lot of miles on these just because they're a shoe that is just easy just to grab, throw on, and get out the door. So shout out to Nike, of course. And I'm gonna see how many miles that I can put on that Pegasus 41 challenge.
All right. Yeah. Pegasus 41 challenge is a thing, and then they definitely are going to be doing some activations like in June around that. That people will probably start seeing soon as it gets closer. But yeah, I can't. I'm kind of bummed, man. I ain't got my pair yet, so I'm just I'm living vicariously.
I was so happy to see that the notification in my email, like a package from Nike has been delivered, and I'm just like,
Nike, right?
Sweet.
Yeah. So I'm like, yo, I'm trying because I got the Vomero, but this is my first time having a Vomero, and I like him, but I think the Pegasus is a more like a sleeker shoe, so it's like a more narrow feel to it, and I like that probably more than the Vomero feels a little chunky. But yeah, let's see. I think I was running. Oh my gosh, he was running the Pegasus, the Peg 4s. That's crazy. You were there when the Pegasus was created. Is that what we're saying? He was I was in the room, but yeah. So let me talk about this shoe really quick. Let me put me on the Summer Jam screen. This shoe. All right, so this is the Mizuno Neo Vista. So this shoe has been talked about quite a bit lately. Like it's all the shoe reviewers are talking about them heavily. I think they come out on the 1st of June, so this is another early June release. Mizuno. I got kind of hip to the Mizuno vibe when they had the Wave Rebellion Pro 1, and they sent me some of the other shoes, but I just didn't. They seemed a little more firm to me, and I just didn't want to mess with them at the moment. But I loved the Wave Rebellion Pro 1, and then the Wave Rebellion Pro 2 came out, and it's very much one of the. I feel like it's in the top 3 or 4 race day options for a marathon, in my opinion. This is a shoe that I grabbed. I had got a chance to have while I was in Osaka. They had it with like the black upper and like the zebra print bottom or whatever it is before they like announced the name of the shoe. And so this is like the launch colorway. I think this is your color. Your shoe is this color too, right, Aaron?
Yeah.
Okay. So I think this is like the men's colorway, I believe, and then there's like a women's colorway.
Sweeter. The
women's colorway is fire. Yeah, it's like kind of yeah, exactly. But it's a good looking shoe. I think that it's gonna be. I don't know if it's gonna have like the splash that that some of the other brands would have in this like super shoe vibe, because it's got a nylon plate under here. It's very bouncy, very soft. It's very light feeling. The upper is like a sock fit, so it's like one of the more comfortable shoes that you could throw on a day when you like need to feel comfortable and get moving. They are not heavy at all. Like for a shoe, for like the look of it, it would seem like, okay, this is going to be one of those heavy trainers that you put a bunch of miles on. This is a lighter version of like some of the stuff that we've seen. And I feel like I'm going to put so many miles on this, because this will be one of those shoes where I go to for a long run, as long as there's not like too much pressure or too much like speed involved in it. And then also on the days after a long run that you do have some pressure and you do want to feel like a little bit of like help and assistance on one of those runs. So this is going to be a very versatile shoe. I feel like people could race in these shoes, like, because we saw a lot of people do like the New Balance, like Super Comp V1s and V2s. You saw people race those because they have a plate in it, and it's like more comfortable than a lot of like the race day options. So I could see people running a marathon in these, because I've done a couple strides, and it's actually too bouncy, you know, like when you get really moving. And that's a good problem to have, like on a shoe that's not meant to race in. So shout out to Mizuno for launching this at the right time. I hope that people take advantage of this. I think it's $180.
Yeah.
So it's actually coming in, it sounds crazy, but it's actually coming in like $20 lower or more than some of the other super trainers out there. Like Adidas' Super Trainer is a great option. It's a little heavier, but it's a great option. That's $300. Was it New Balances is 200 or 220 for the Supercomp V2, a Supercomp Trainer V2. But this is 180. I feel like it's worth it. I feel like this is a shoe that you could have this shoe and a race day option and kind of do the job, which says a lot.
Yeah,
you know. But really love this shoe. Great job, Mizuno. I think Believe in the Run might have just said it's probably like the best Super Trainer that dropped in the last like year. Within the last year or something like that. And I've heard no one say anything negative about it, even close. So Mizuno's probably really pumped about it. I'm hype about it. So shout out to Mizuno. Neo Vista drops on the 1st.
Yeah, and I think I got a lot of interesting feedback because I post every shoe that I ever get before I do my first run in them. I posted on my story on Instagram, and I got a lot of feedback about the cool colorway, but more specifically about the profile of the upper and how it's a little higher than a normal running shoe. You know, that sock liner kind of upper, I guess, gives them an opportunity to kind of let it go a little higher up, closer to the ankle, because we're so used to so many of the shoes now just being like pure low tops, but that's almost like a mid top kind of feel. So
it actually feels like a basketball shoe.
It does
up top.
I agree.
But yeah, I feel like I don't know. They threaded the needle with this one. Like they're really onto something. If Mizuno can figure out, which I feel like they already have, but I was gonna say the Wave Rebellion like Flash is like the step down version of the Wave Rebellion Pro, and it still doesn't really have like a full heel. So they're still kind of playing with that weird geometry or whatever. But if they could do a version of this, like a lower profile than this and just less shoe, but more of like that, like I wouldn't even know where to put it, but like more like a Pegasus like vibe. I think that they would. I don't even know what they're called. I think they're called like Wave Riders or something like that. They have a shoe that's there, but they haven't like revamped it yet. But if they revamp one of their like everyday smaller trainers, it could be crazy.
Yeah.
And this is a
they have a very solid
not a carbon fiber play. This is not with this shoe, they have a very solid line. Before it though, it was kind of like, I feel like there's some holes.
But
they're
doing a great job. Shout out to Mizuno.
100%.
They aren't like a huge well-known name in the running space, but Mizuno is big in golf. They're big in baseball. So
everywhere. Like I was like literally watching TV the other day, like, geez, they everywhere. They really are. Like, and they are really leaning into, like, they're not just, which seems kind of crazy. Like if you read like any like branding book or like business book, you would be like, this isn't gonna work. Like you're doing too many things. They really like have full separate divisions that go hard, like in the direction that they're going. Like I met their shoe people that are like, over in Osaka, like, putting these things together. They are very serious about being like a top contender. They're not just trying to like beat out like Saucony. I'm not, no shade, but they're not just trying to like be in there. They're like really want to be like the option, which is, it's a big swing, but
and I respect it. And in my opinion, that's the way to do it. Like don't get into the space just to, maybe increase margins a little bit and create a new revenue stream. Like if you're going to do it, jump all the way in, tap in with the people that are really doing it. Like the athletes and the influencers that are really in the space that really care about it a lot, take their feedback, use it constructively and create great products. That's what we need more in the space.
Yeah, and random part, like I like that you said that, just because like I fall in like we fall in the category of like influencer and creator, and I feel like I don't like the word for like a weird reason, and well, not a weird reason. It's just because we have like this weird like negative like connotation of like of someone just like, everything that pulls up at the door and they're getting paid, this is the best thing since sliced bread. But like brands that like that, there's certain brands that like that really care about what they're doing, and they care about running as they want running to be a healthy industry. And you can tell like when they tap certain people or when they invite you somewhere, the things that they're asking of you is, you can tell that they want it to be authentic. They want you to like it. They want you to do well. And Mizuno is one of those companies that it seems like they really are strategic with like, who are we working with and why? Like, and the cool part about one of the reasons why they reached out to me was because they know that I'm serious about like my goals, my personal goals. Like they know I have a platform, but they know that like, okay, we know for sure he's gonna like give his best. And that doesn't have, I'm not talking about like time. Like they didn't say like you're fast. They said you are serious about your training. You're serious about running, and whether that's a 5-hour marathon to a 2-hour and 30-minute, it's the same type of intensity and focus on like your goals. So I just want to say that because like I feel like I'd love for like the influencer creator space to move more towards like keep going in that direction of like tying in with people that have stories that like care about their communities and care about running as a whole, and just making sure that everyone has this opportunity to meet the sport of running, and I just, because somebody commented something earlier today and it kind of like bothered me, so I'm like, I had to drop a little thought on influencers real quick.
I feel it.
But we got some questions, and I feel like this would be a good one for you, Aaron.
Is $150 for the Saucony Endorphin Pro 3 a good deal, or is the Pro 3 way behind the newer super shoes? I do have the Pro 3. Yes. I think $150 for a pair of super shoes is good, regardless of which era.
Which brand? Either
brand. $150 for a shoe with good foam and a good carbon fiber plate. At this point is good. I think that you would get your money's worth out of a Saucony Endorphin Pro 3. It's pretty comparable to the newer super shoes on the market. They really haven't reinvented the wheel since the Endorphin Pro 3. So I think if you are thinking about it, pulling the trigger on those would be a good idea, especially if you have some races coming up, or if you just want to experience what super shoes are like and kind of get your feet wet without making the super commitment to buying a $275 or $290 pair of another brand. I'm not going to say any specific shoe, but yeah, $150.
I mean, they're all $250.
Yeah, I would say go for it. It's a little less risk, and if you don't like them, I'm sure Saucony will take them back from you. Maybe unless they're final sale.
Yeah, I don't know how that works. I don't know how that works. But I mean, honestly, like everything you said was true. But and then also like the Saucony Pro 3 is, I don't have the Pro 4, but I've heard people talk about it and they say it's good, but like it wasn't necessarily like, this groundbreaking like jump from 3 to 4, which is hard for companies to do. Like, and there's not many companies that make this huge leap from one iteration to the next, unless they like hated the other one when they went while they were making it, but I feel like it's at $150. If you decided that wasn't, you were just going to use that for a training shoe the whole, way through, that gets your money's worth right there. You will get, like, this isn't one of those shoes that gets like one marathon. Like it's built for at least, I think it's like 150 to 200 miles or so of like racing. So training, you could probably get, easily 200-300 miles out of that shoe. And I think if you can do like a mile per dollar, I mean, I feel like that's pretty decent, because you'll get the whole training block easy doing workouts and long runs in those. And I ran a marathon in those and really, really liked them. Not just like, and I wasn't asked to wear them. I wore them purposely and because I liked them. And I think it's a great buy.
I think you might be onto something there. I think that might be a gimmick we can do. Is like, how many miles per dollar did you get out of this shoe? It would take some like tedious tracking, but I think that would be cool. Like if you spent like $150, if you spent $150 on a shoe, but you only ran in them for 100 miles and you didn't like them anymore, then that's like, I'm not even gonna do the math.
Yeah, it's like $1 into 75 cents.
$1 and some change, but then you have this, workhorse trainer that you put 400 miles on that you only paid $75 for. It's like now it's worth its weight in gold. So I think that'll be
Just
a cool
drop, yeah, and then only post a picture of the shoe and then like say 75 cents. 75 cents per mile. Like, wait, people would be like, wait, what's happening? Yeah. We gotta go back. We should go back through and see. Cause like, I mean, you probably have more miles on your shoes than I do though.
Yeah. Some I really
because you tap in. You tap
Yeah,
into
for
some
sure.
of them in like, and I'm too fickle. I go, oh, these are shiny, you know. But yeah. So, but that's a good question though. And I would say, number one, David, I'd say buy them. Number two, I'd say drop the link in the chat because everybody should have an opportunity to buy a $150 pair, right?
Absolutely.
I have 250 mine for Tempo. Perfect. That's perfect. And to me, the Pro 3s, I feel like to me they're better than the Saucony Elites that came out after that. But I mean, who knows? Mark said the race shoes are about $3 per mile.
Sounds about right.
I mean, let's do the math on hold on, I'll do the math for you real quick. I don't want to ruin the vibe here. Hold on.
Public math is crazy. Shout out to
30.
Gary. Gary said he actually rode a Pegasus at some point in his life. So did it run or did it fly?
I feel like it flew, right? Didn't they used to fly?
I don't know. It depends on which era of his life it was.
Did they already devolve? They had already devolved to not flying by the time he got to it?
I'm just saying Gary was heavier. It may not have been able to fly.
Oh, he's laughing right now. I could tell. I could hear the ho 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 from far away. So I was about to say the Adidas Adizero Evo Pro 1 is $16.66 per mile. Once you put it like that, it seems more ridiculous.
That is absolutely
that's hilarious. Because the Evo 1 is $500. And you can get, they say, a marathon and like a training run. So maybe like $15 and some change per mile, which is crazy.
That's terrible.
Because it's not 500 divided by 26. I mean, it's supposed to be like maybe 35 miles. So just do 500 divided by 35, Mark, and let us know what we got. That's crazy though. That's crazy. So honestly, let's ask this question. We're going to part on this rabbit hole, but so okay. So you got the Adidas whatever, the one that the trainer, you know what I mean? I can't remember the name of it now. It's the big one that I have. It's like a strong Prime-X.
Prime-Knit, yeah.
Adidas Prime-X strong. So that's $300, right? And it's their like super trainer. And then you have like the Pro 3 that is $250 and you get less miles out of it. Which one? It seems crazy that's a $300 trainer, but does it make more sense now that we're talking about this? Because you're probably going to get 400. You could get 300 to 400 miles out of that shoe.
Yeah. So
make sense,
I mean, and that's what I was thinking. There has to be a Mendoza line to say like, okay, at this point, when you hit this point, whether it's 90 cents per mile or 85 cents per mile, now it becomes worth the investment. You know?
Yeah.
Or like,
yeah.
Or it's under the line and it's like it's not even worth the investment to spend that much money on it because you're gonna have to buy another pair of shoes anyway because these are gonna be dead by then. So
because when they dropped the $300 super trainer, everybody's like, this is stupid. It's not even a race day shoe. Yeah. But then it's like because they got this program, like, wait a minute, like you're actually gonna be running in this much more than this one shoe.
I mean, if I could, if a brand gave me a shoe and said this foam will be good and reliable for 600 miles, then maybe it'll be worth $300 because that's giving you an opportunity to bypass and that's kind of like the sustainability portion, right? They say you're less likely to buy more if what you have doesn't degrade as quickly. So they say when you buy better quality products, better put together products, then you're putting less waste into the less waste on Earth because you're holding on to things longer. So we get so caught up in like some of the brands get so caught up in saying, "Oh, this product was made with recycled materials," or "This is biodegradable." But it's like I'm still buying something. I'm still consuming something. So if you're able to, and this kind of runs counter to business, right? Because you want people to buy more things, you want them to consume more products. But if you're able to produce a product that prevents people from having the need to buy more, then you are making a huge sustainability like statement. I don't think anybody will do that, because then their shareholders will call them and say, why are you telling people to stop buying stuff? But if a brand is able to figure out like, okay, we've come up with this proprietary foam that lasts much longer than any foam we've ever seen ever before. Here it is. It'll last for 500 plus miles guaranteed. How much would a paying customer be willing to pay for that? You know, it's interesting. Yeah. It's an interesting question.
Yeah, I mean, I just did the math or whatever. Like, if you got 450 miles out of the Prime X, that's 66 cents per mile.
And that's solid.
That's solid compared to like really. I mean, really, you think about it, compared to a Vaporfly. Like, I don't know how many you get out of that, but like, it ain't 450 miles.
Yeah, or that's even like something like, I'm not even going. I don't want to throw them under the bus, but we have a pair of very light shoes that are made to be very light. And we were just talking about how the second iteration of this shoe was super light, and it felt really good for a few runs, but it died super quick. And then we said, okay, the third version of this shoe, the sole was much more dense. So it's like, if I pay $140 for this super light shoe, and it dies in 100 miles, and now I have to go pay $140 again, I should have just bought the $300 shoe to begin with, because now I'm buying two $140 pair of shoes.
Yeah. Bro,
I don't know. Economics, math. I'm sorry, we're boring you guys. This is not.
Well, Mark's right though. Unfortunately, getting new shoes are fun to buy. I mean, that's true.
That's true.
I mean, it's part of the vibe. Like, if you're feeling like a slump, like you're like, so I'm like running right now, go buy some shoes.
Yep.
I'm not saying I'm not saying it's like it's a. It's
probably not a good thing for the wallet. We're not giving financial advice.
Yeah, it might not be the vibe for that, but hey, you know, if you want to feel good about your running randomly out of nowhere, get pick me up, get some shoes. All right, so shout out to Mizuno for those. Shout out to Nike for the Pegasus, and I can't wait to get my Pegasus. I'm actually I can't wait. I feel like I got an outfit for it and everything.
Yeah,
what if I get the different colorway? I'm gonna be pissed. But bro, I know we're at an hour and 3 minutes, right? Or we're at 57 minutes. What do you? So you are historically not a big fan of running in the heat, but you have continued to do so, no matter what. But what have you learned in the last couple of years that you would say to give a tip to someone else on a serious note? What's a tip that you would give to somebody else about how they're about to approach this summer training season, knowing that they have a fall race coming up?
Don't panic. Don't panic when you are not hitting the same paces that you hit earlier in the spring or even in the winter. Focus more on effort. Focus more on perceived effort. And just get out there and try to execute the purpose of a workout or the purpose of a run instead of trying to execute the pace of the run. So, you might be 10 or 15 seconds slower per mile than you think you should be. But when you factor in the heat and how much harder your body has to work to keep you cool, then it makes sense. And hopefully by the fall, if you have a fall goal race in mind, the weather will be a bit cooler that morning, and you'll be able to use all of that fitness that you gained and all of that callousing of the mind from just being out there in the hot weather and like making it work. Hopefully you get a nice, beautiful 45-degree morning and you feel like a superhero in your race because you're so used to running in 60, 70, 80 degree weather. So don't panic. It's going to be ugly. You're going to sweat a lot. You're going to stink. You're going to have probably more laundry to do, but it'll all
More
be
showers.
worth it. More showers, more sunscreen, more deodorant, hopefully, and all of that stuff. So yeah, don't panic and just make the most of it, and it'll be over at some point, hopefully, as long as the world doesn't keep getting hotter and hotter.
Yeah, I mean, I think that was like the best point that you could have made though was the pacing, because like my coach just sent me a thing because she knows I'm looking for a goal race in the fall, and she's like, hey, you know, we're gonna try to push this training block in the summer. She was like, I know we don't like to see missed paces and missed pacing on workouts, but you have to take it into consideration, because like even when you're hitting, I think we talked about this like last summer, even when you're hitting your goals, like it's a hot day and you may be hitting all your paces because you're kind of pushing it and trying to make sure you get there, you are overexerting for that. You're working much harder than you're supposed to be for that, even if you're hitting the paces and it seems okay. Imagine if you just factored in, because there's like a calculator somewhere, like every degree is like something, you know, and the dew point and the whatever, the humidity, like
heat index.
Heat index. That's something like they have a name for this. But it's honestly like you have to take it in consideration because it takes more time to recover, all that. So don't like run yourself into a hole, literally, because like you're type A about your pacing when it doesn't matter. As long as your body only knows effort. Your body doesn't know pace at all. There is no like your body's like, okay, we're at 6 flat. you're doing that, you know, but your body just knows effort. And if you're putting in 530 effort and you're really supposed to be at 6 flat or something, whatever, I'm just saying random numbers, but you need to take that in consideration because it's going to take more time to recover. You could be using much, more effort than you need to, and that wears down a training block, and that could have you ending up at your race day less prepared or maybe overcooked.
Yeah,
that's a good way for the heat. Don't overcook yourself in the heat.
keep the burner down a little bit.
Yeah, turn it down. Let it simmer.
You will burn it.
Let it simmer. So we hopefully coming up soon we'll have some news about the summer for us. And then also we do talk to Tracksmith this week, so maybe we'll have some cool information for them, or at least an update on our involvement with Twilight 5000. So please stay tuned for that. Let us know if you ever just like, hey, you're sitting around thinking like, dang, I really would love to hear Gary, Tommy, and Aaron talk about this topic. Please shoot us a DM on the PR Project Instagram, the.pr.project. Send that to us. Let us know what things you want us to discuss while we're rambling, because we'd be happy to address your concerns. And also, never forget that the PR Project is now on all podcast platforms. So check us out. Go subscribe. Take us out on a run. We're fun on a run.
Come back with feedback.
Yeah, come back with feedback. All right, y'all. I think we out. Gary, travel safe if you're still listening. Hit us up though. Honestly, we'd love to talk about what you want us to talk about. Because if not, we'll just ramble about everything else.
We're pretty good at that.
Peace.
Kendrick won.
Ooh, I almost hit leave the studio. Kendrick did win on wax. Let that be known.